Okay, so today we will discuss about the material requirement planning. Okay, so what is the
Yeah,
material requirement planning? So the aim of the material requirement planning is uh, on availability of the stock when it is required. Okay, and planning to that based on the requirements. So, okay, maybe it is a customer requirements, or it may be production requirements, or it may be in stock requirements, whatever it may be. Okay, the aim is we are future requirements, whatever it is there, which we are planning, and we are getting the stock on time without any surplus the stock, surplus the inventory. Okay, so
yeah,
that was the main aim of the uh, material requirement planning. So in the material requirement plannings, we have different types of material requirement plannings are there. One is MRP based planning, and another one is consumption based planning. Okay. So, what is the consumption based planning? So, the major from the MM point of view, we are working on the consumption based planning. Okay, we called as a CBP. Okay,
yeah,
CBP is consumption based planning. This is the one type of the MRP. This is a majorly we are working from the MM point of view. Okay, so coming to the consumption based planning, again we have the different types of the consumption based planning. So this consumption based planning is majorly working for the external requirement. So what it is, what are the different process we have? Manual reorder point planning. Okay, that means we have reorder point planning.
yeah,
Okay, that we discussed yesterday, and one more is the forecast based planning. Okay, then there is a time based planning. Okay, so time phase planning. Okay, so what is the difference here? Reorder point planning is like we are giving some stock levels. Okay, that stock levels is our set. It is like our minimum measurement of the stock. So that was a safety stock and the reorder point stocks we are mentioning here. So based on the system, when the stock fell down on this reorder point, okay, on this radar point, the stock immediately, the system will be immediately generating the plannings run, and it will
yeah,
be creating the purchase requisitions or uh, plan orders. So again, plan
yeah,
orders and purchase requisition, how it will be created based on our procurement type. Okay.
yeah,
So procurement type, if it is the in-house production, then it will be create the plan orders. If it is external procurement, then it is the purchase requisition. If it is both, then it will be create the plan order. From the plan order, you can convert as a purchase requisition, or you can convert as a production order. Okay.
So
So,
both use reorder point planning.
sorry.
They'll both use the reorder point planning.
Mhm. Correct.
Yeah,
So, sorry.
the
Come
purchase
again.
order.
What you
So the purchase requisition, purchase order will use the reorder point planning.
Correct. Okay. So
Yeah,
reorder point, it will be creating the purchase requisition and then purchase orders conversion and GR, that is the process. Okay. So reorder point planning, we have two types again. One is the manual reorder point planning. Okay. Then
yeah,
and we have the automatic manual automatic reorder point planning. Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so what is the difference between a manual reorder point and the automatic reorder point? In the manual reorder point, what will happen? You are entering the safety stock value and you are entering the reorder point value based on the system. Every time it is checking the stock requirements and the stock, what stock, how much stock it is available in the location level. Based on that, system will be creating automatically the purchase planning file, plan orders, and our purchase equation. It will be created. In the automatic reorder point planning, what will be happen? The system itself, it is finding the safety stock and reorder point balance. Okay, it is adjusting the reorder point and the safety stock based on the forecast based planning, forecast values. That means last past historical data, whatever it is there, based on that system will be automatically finding the reorder point to level and the reorder point to, and it will be against safety stock, it will be calculated. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
So that
yeah,
is the automatic reorder point. And forecast based planning, anyway, you are aware about this forecast based planning. So forecast based planning, what will be happen? It will be past historical data, what you maintain for the last 1 year, or maybe based on the past data. So the system will be capturing for the next 1 year. Okay, whatever maybe
Yeah.
it is like next 1 year or next 6 months, how it will be, that it will be calculated. Okay.
So it's like the last in, first out.
Yeah. So whatever it may be, last 1 year, it will be whatever that means every month. Suppose January month 2022, you consumed maybe you consumed or you did some 100 pieces then. Okay, then 200 on the April, May, June, July, like so it will be take past historical period data, then the total consumption that value, then based on that it will be take for the future. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the is a part of the process in the forecast based planning. And coming to time based planning is nothing but like a seasonal. Okay, if you see some materials, it will be like working as per the seasonal. Some seasonals it is not demanded, and some seasonals it's too demanded. Okay, so in that case, we are using this time phase planning. So in this time phase planning, the system will be checking that when it is required on the seasonal wise, and it is be uh, okay. It will be working on that.
Yeah.
So in this one, again, it will be taking forecasting parameters and it will be run. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because the past historical data only, based on that only, we can identify that what seasonal it will be like. Okay, then it will be generated. Okay, so that is the plan, that is the what it is, it will be works for the reorder point and forecast based planning. Okay, so I will try to do some one new material to create the manual reorder point, how it will works. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll be create new material. Let me maintain the reorder point and safety stock. So what is the material master creation transaction code MM01? So I'll be creating that one material. Any raw material I'll be create, and I have to maintain the MRP data here. It is very important for MRP data, and the external procurement we need to maintain the purchasing data, and forecasting. In case if you are planning for forecasting, you can maintain the forecasting. Okay, then general plan data and account data. I'll be maintaining this data. Okay, so I'm just maintaining the plant and store location. If you have the profiles, MRP profile you have, you can maintain. That means that defaultly those data will be captured. So now I'll be testing MRP, and each I'm just maintaining some information which is mandatory information. Okay,
Yeah.
then coming to the MRP, here we are using that manual reorder point which we are planning to do. So let's go with what MRP manual MRP run which is there. Okay, so you can see that forecast based planning and manual reorder point with external requirements. Okay, so automatic reorder point with external. So like we have, okay, you can use VP, VM, V1 or whatever you want to use, you can use. Okay, and then so I'm just going with the manual reorder point. So you can see in the here while you configuring that MRP type. While you configuring the MRP type, you can see that I'm just creating. I'm just going to configurations.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just go to material requirement planning or consumption based planning, whatever it may be same. Okay, you can see that there are three processes here: MRP and consumption based planning, and one is master production scheduling. Master production schedule is completely in-house related.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Wait,
that
what?
means what is the in-house means it's like a production,
Oh,
completely
okay.
PP related.
Production.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
so in-house is nothing but like a own manufacturing. Okay,
Oh, okay.
And external procurement is like when we are buying from outside. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'll be go to MRP types, and you can see here the structures what it is defined. Okay, I can go in the details. Then you can see that the external requirements with the replacement lead time and the total consumption of, so what it is considering, what it is not considering, all it will be checking here. Okay, and
Yeah.
you can see here all it will be what it is considering, what it is not considering. Okay, so I'll go back again. Now I will be maintaining for other data which is required. So manual reorder point means I just need to be maintained some level. So my planning is like 10,000 is my reorder point level. So out of the total stock maximum stock level, so I'm just maintaining this reorder point level is the my always the stock which we are maintaining minimum of the reorder point. So that is just, I'm just considering that this is why the best point which we can avoid the surplus of the stock requirements and those everything we can easily avoid. Sorry, it's the
Yeah.
stock surplus and all we can avoid. And now lot size will be like external. You can use that as discussed yesterday. We can use the lot for lot order quantity and fixed lots and okay, so like we can use. So what is the difference between a fixed lots and lot for lot order quantity? Lot for lot order quantity is nothing but like what it is, how much it is required. Based on the requirement it will be generated. Fixed lot is nothing but like it will be generated based on the what lot it is you mentioned here. That means if you mention 100, even if you need 10,000, but system will be generating 100 and to fulfill the 10,000. That means each purchase requisition have the 100 requirements. So maybe 100 purchase requisitions will be created to fulfill the 10,000 quantity. So like it will be okay. And
Yeah.
now I'll be maintaining that what it is required MRP controller, who will be the MRP controller, the person who will be there, and the person who is the contact person. And so I'm just mentioning that, and I'll be going the other process like GR processing time plan. Since it is only external requirements, so plan delivery time and processing time, it is GR processing time it is asking because it is a raw material. If it is, you can see, if it is F, it is like the external procurement. That means we are buying from outside. Okay, so and you can mention special procurement in case if it is consignment and subcontracting process, like if you want to be do those process and all, you can use this special procurement process. And other than this just in time it will be for the scheduling agreement, define the schedule lines and production schedule, store location depend and store location for the external procurement. Okay, this is
Yeah.
for the external procurement. Okay,
Yeah.
so where exactly it is coming. Okay, then safety stock. So 10,000 is the my actually reorder point, but I'm just mentioning that safety stock, which is like a least measurement means. Least measurement means if it is fell down on below 2,000 pieces, that means it's a red alert. Okay, the stock
Yeah.
is completely. So we'll be having the critical situation or minimum stock level. If I'm just
Yeah.
mentioning minimum safety stock level, it is too dead. It's like a that situation, like we can say. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
okay, so that will be like, and you can mention that the strategy groups if you want to be mentioned that make to order, make to stock, and what products planning related, all you can mention here. Okay, and availability check if you want to maintain availability check based on the system, how system need to validate that the availability check. That means stock whether it is available or not available, whether daily requirements or in the individual requirements, how it will be like. It will be, you can mention what it is required.
Yeah.
Okay, and other than this one, you can mention that any other information if it is required. Okay, maybe you can mention other than this one. Think for a reorder point level, it is fine. Okay, And if you want to be maintain something like forecast based planning and all, then it will be different again. You maintain, you need to go with the forecasting, and you need to be maintain the forecast model what you want to use. Okay,
Yeah.
then you can use forecast models. Suppose I'm just using constant models, or okay,
Yeah.
and I'll be maintaining that what past historical data you can consider and what forecast periods you are planning. So that means last 60 months based on the period indicator. Okay, it may be days or it may be months. What you considering here, the period indicator based on that system will be checking that past 60 months. If you have any 60 months data it is there, it will be considered and it will be planning for the next forecast period planning. Okay, so this is the case when you are using the automatic reorder point you can use. Okay, in those cases, what you need to do, you need to go additional data. The additional
Yeah.
data you have to maintain the consumption values here. You can see that
Consumption.
the values
Yeah.
consumption, total consumption, how much it is there each period, you have to be maintained for
Yeah.
last 1 year data. Okay, so last 1 year, this will be helpful when you are maintaining for the automatic reorder point, because based on the past 1 year consumption data only, the system will be creating reorder point. Now anyway, I'm just planning to do manually, right? I'm just to remove this one. Okay, now I'm just saving now.
It's like the forecasting planning.
Sorry.
So it's like for the forecasting planning.
Yeah, that was a forecast planning. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and now I'm doing the manual. Okay, I'm just doing the manual because we
Yeah.
are point manual, so I don't need to be maintain forecast based value. Okay, if you want to be plan, you can maintain for the automatic reorder point and forecast base. And other than that, I have to maintain the accounting data, and this is a new material, right? So plan
Yeah.
data, store location data, that is important. So I just maintaining the accounting data and those also, which is important for procuring the materials from outside. So then, okay, I just anything which you need to be maintained, shelf life and remaining shelf lives, and those we can maintain here, and you can maintain that accounting data, which is that what values and class it is for GL account triggering. Okay, so now I just created and saving this one. Now, now I'm just going to the this material. This is a new material which I created for my MRP run. Okay, so I'll go to MD04 /4 MD04. I'll go to MD04. So MD04 is the transaction code to see that the stock requirements. It will be displayed at what it is created. Okay, stock and requirements and all. It will be displayed. Okay, list and stock list and the list of uh, the what are the documents which is created. That list will be displayed here. You can see here stock requirement list. It will be displayed. So I will just running this. I'll just show you here what will be happen here. Enter. Then if you can see that there is no nothing is there, but the safety stock is 1,000. Okay, still I have the stock only 0. Okay, so it is showing that based on the master data, the safety stock is 1,000. That means it is the deadline position, right? Clear. So now, if I just go to MD04, this is the MD04, can see that what it is like currently and what is the MRP type, what is the material type and plan details and everything, all the list here. Now, to run this MRP, you can use the MD02 to transaction for a run MRP. Okay. So that means this planning will be happen after you run the MD02. Okay, in the real time, there will be background jobs. They will schedule the jobs and they will run the every day by evening, by night, or by evening. So for all the materials, then the system will check that where the stock fall down to these levels. Then the system immediately generating the planning runs. Okay, now I'm just running the MD02. I'll just keep this one as this, and I'm just go to new screen. That is MD02. Okay, and here you can see that I'm just entering the material number, plant, and processing type. Okay, that means in the horizon, the complete level, what it is required, any changes which not change, and what you need to be create. You need to be create a purchase equation in the current period, and the schedule lines, MRP list, and all. You can select. Then, okay, just enter this cell. Okay, then, okay, you can just cross check that what you enter the entries, then enter again. Okay, so what will be happen? Any requirements it is required now. If anything which is required the requirement, now the system what it will do, it will be generated the planning, it will be created a plan order, or it may be purchase requisition. So how it will be again in the metal master record. If you metal master record, if I can see that the MRP external procurement type, if you can see that if it is external procurement, if it is external procurement or in-house production, what will be happen? If it is external procurement, the system will be creating the purchase requisition. If it is in-house production, then it will be created a plan order. So now it is external procurement, right? Then it should be create a purchase requisition automatically, right? So then I'll just see that okay, it is giving any message here. So I just clicking checking that all this detail. Then database statistics are purchase requisition created. One purchase requisition which is created. Okay, then where I can see this purchase requisition, I can go to MD04, then I will go back, okay, and enter. Then I can see that the purchase requisition which is created for 10,000. How it is created for 10,000? So how it is created? This 10,000. The purchase requisition why it is created for 10,000? Because in the metal master record, is it audible?
Yeah.
Okay. So in the metal master record in MRP, I just mentioned that reorder point is 10,000. Okay, so the system will be generating based on lot for lot order quantity what it is required to be generating. Clear? Okay,
Yeah.
so that's what the system is considering here, and it is checking creating the purchase request. Now we can see that purchase request which is created. You can go to display. The purchase order it is created for 10,000. So how you can identify this purchase request is created through MRP or manual creation, or it may be through sales and distribution. Again, you can see that in the contact person, there is a creation indicator is MRP. So it is created from material requirement planning. And who created this MRP controller? Whoever the MRP controller is there, he created. And who requisitioner? Again, MRP controller is requisitioner. And you can see all this information here. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
So this is the why. This is the what it will be created. This is what it will be creating the system automatically the requirements when it is required. If suppose the I'm mistakenly deleted this one. Suppose let's say I'm just mistakenly deleted. So what will be happen? I can go to change. Okay, suppose I'm just deleting this line item. The purchase request I'm just deleting.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So again the requirement is open. Then the next whenever you are running the MRP, immediately the system will be checking that what it is required. Then if I just refreshing here, then the purchase requisition was gone. Okay, still now I have the requirement again because 10,000 requirement still I didn't get. So the stock is empty now. So my reorder point is 10,000. Okay, so again the system will be run and it will be. So this time what I will do, I'll just try to do somewhere. I'm just go to MM02. I'm changing the lot for lot order quantity instead of lot for lot order quantity for a lot size. What I can do, I'll just changing this. Instead of lot for lot order quantity, I'll just change this one as a fixed lot. Okay. So what will be happen? I'll just show you the scenario. I'm just putting like 1,000. Okay. Fixed lot should be of 1,000. Okay. So what will be happen? Fixed lot. Okay. Now I'm just running the MRP again. Okay. So what will happen? MD02. I'm just go to MD02, the transaction code, and entering the all the details like material requirement, all these things I'm just entering. then executing this one. Now I have the requirement for 10,000 pieces. Now if you remember that last time it is created only one purchase equation. Now it is created 10 purchase equations. Why 10 purchase equation it is created? If I refresh this one, the system will display 10 purchase equation. That means fixed lot can be created only for 1,000. That means fixed lot I just mentioned 1,000. So the purchase equation can be created only for 1,000. It cannot be created one purchase equation out of 10,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so this based on this all it will be created a 10 purchase equation. Okay, clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so this is the way it will be works the manual reorder point and all these things. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
So any questions on this one?
The manual, the automatic reorder point, the system will find which inventory or which fixed stock to pick from, right? Like which the type of stock.
Okay, so in the material master record, okay, in the material master record, if I go to MRP, if you go to see the fixed lot size, that means I can order only fixed this much in the one purchase equation.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah, that
okay,
makes sense.
that's why it is creating each purchase equation out of 1,000 pieces. So to fulfill the 10,000 pieces, 10 purchase equation needed.
Yeah.
Okay, if I just put the ex means whatever it is required, how much it is required, it will be created. Even I just put the 1 lakh, 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, it will be created.
Okay. Oh,
But fixed lot, if I just mention like this one, the system will be work only based on like this one.
based on
Okay,
whatever. Yeah.
whatever it is mentioned, it will be created each purchase equation. So to
Yeah.
fulfill the reorder point, until the reorder point fulfilled, the system will be creating the all the purchase equation.
Yeah.
Is that clear?
Okay.
Any questions here in this case?
No.
Okay, so that was the reorder point planning. It will be work in MM. Okay, so as we discussed that there is the automatic planning and reorder point planning. So both cases, what will be happen in the manual reorder point? Okay, what will be happen? The system will checking that what you enter the reorder point to value in the metal master record. Based on that, system will be work. But in the automatic reorder point, what will be happen? The system will be checking that forecast based planning, forecast values what you enter. Based on the forecast values, the system will be checking that, okay, the values, and when you executed it, the system will be considering that, okay, past historical data. Based on that, the system will be calculating the reorder point values as well. Okay, so let's try that as well. Okay, I'm stopping this and